Okay, so today we're going to review one of the very first things we talked about in chapter 4, and that is slope. Now, slope is the steepness of a line. And when you're talking about slope, you're talking about how much up or down the line tilts. So think about when you're driving. If you're driving and you see a sign that says slope ahead, you know you're either going to go uphill or downhill. So whenever we talk about slope, that's what we're talking about. A line that tilts up or down. So if we were to circle the line with the biggest slope, we would circle this last line here because it is the farthest tilted. Okay, it has the most tilt to it. It tilts the farthest up. That is the biggest slope. Now the letter we use for slope is what? Think about it for a second and then write it down. Did you say M? If you said it's a lowercase m, you're correct. We use slope to represent m. And if you're wondering why, it's because the French word monter means to climb or rise. So when given the graph of the line, we need to know that the definition of slope is the rise over the run. In other words, the slope is the ratio of a line's vertical change to a line's horizontal change. How much does it go up to how much does it go left or right? That's what we mean by rise over run. So when you have a graph like this one, and you're trying to find the slope of a line, you're going to start with the point that is furthest to the left. Okay, so we're going to start with this point right here. Then you have to decide, you have to find your rise. So you have to decide, am I going up or down? Well, with this line, I need to get to this point. So I'm going to be going up. So now I'm going to count how many up I go. So 1, 2, up. I'm going to write up 2. Because I'm going up, that 2 is positive. Now we have to find the run, and we have to find out if we're going left or right. So I'm going to go ahead and look, and it looks like we're going right because our point is this way, which is to the right. So now I'm going to count, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes to the right. So that means my slope is m equals 2 over 5. So let's go ahead and practice that on a couple problems. We're going to start with this one right here. So now remember, we have to start with the point farthest to the left. So that's this point right here. Based off this point, are we going to be going up or down? If you said down, you were correct. We need to go down 1, 2, 3 boxes. So that's down 3. Now since we're going down, we need to make sure we make this negative. Okay? Then we're going to move to the right 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So that's negative 3 over 4 for this slope. So now we're going to go ahead and try it for the next one. Now this point is the furthest to the left. So to get from this point to our second point, we're going to have to go up. So let's go ahead and count how much up we're going. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. And then 1 to the right. So with rise over run, I know that's 5 over 1. Now is there another way I could write 5 over 1? Yeah, 5 over 1 is the same thing as 5. Alright, that seems pretty easy, so let's go ahead and try the next two on our own. So take about a minute and find me the slope for this one. Go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's look. Our furthest point to the left, we're going to have to go up to go to our next point. So we're going to go up 1, 2 boxes. So that's 2. Then we're going to go to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So that's 2 over 4. But can I leave it as 2 over 4? No, I need to simplify it. So it's 2 over 4 or 1/2. All right, go ahead and try the next one. Take about a minute. Go. All right, so if you look at this one, to go from the left to the right, we have to go down. So we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. And since we're going down, that's a -4. Remember, since we're going down, it has to be a negative sign. So then we're going to go over 1. So that gives me -4 over 1. But can I leave it that way? No, I need to change that into just plain -4. All right, go ahead and turn the page over. Now on our next side, it talks about horizontal and vertical lines. Now a horizontal line means we have no change in the value of y. Only our x value changes. So no matter what our x is, the y is always the same. So if we look at this one, we can see that no matter what, our y equals 2. So since our x never changes, we won't put x in, we'll just put the equation y equals 2. Now our vertical lines are the opposite. This is where x is always the same. So that means no matter what my y is, my x is always the same. So go ahead and take 10 seconds and go ahead and guess for me what you think the answer to this one is. Okay, if you put x equals -3, you are correct. So that kind of talks about our horizontal and vertical lines. So moving on, sometimes we're not given a picture. Instead, we're just given 2 points. When this is the case, we have to implement a different definition of slope. And that's that formula we learned about a couple days ago or a week ago. And that formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. In other words, it's the change in y over the change in x. So, to find it, you need to subtract the y value from another y value. So our first y value here is 7. So I'm going to our second y value here is 7. So I'm going to take 7 and put it in my y2 spot. Then 3 and put it in my y1 spot. Then I need to subtract the x value from the other. So I'm going to take x2, which is 1, and subtract x1, which is -2. So now I do 7 minus 3, which is 4. Then I use keep, change, and that's 1 plus 2, which we know is 3. So that means our slope is 4 over 3. So let's go ahead and practice that a couple times. So once again, we start with our y2, which is 2, and subtract our y1, which is -1. So that's 2 minus -1. Then we're going to put that all over x2, which is 4, minus our x1, which is 6. Then use keep, change, change. That's going to be 2 plus 1 is 3. All over, keep, change, change. 4 plus negative 6. Okay, 4 plus negative 6 is negative 2, making my answer negative 3 halves. Let's try it together one more time. So my next problem, my y2 is 3. And I have to subtract my y1, which is negative 2, and put that all over my x2, which is 4, minus my x1, which is 3. So now I use keep, change, change. 3 plus 2 is 5, and 4 minus 3 is 1. Can I leave it like that? No, I need to simplify it. So, we know 5 divided by 1 is the same thing as 5. That makes my slope 5. Okay, take a minute and try that formula on your own. Okay, so you should have taken your y2, which is 4, and subtracted it by your y1, which is 5, and put it all over your x2, which is 3, minus your x1, which is 6. So, keep, change, change. 4 plus negative 5 is the same thing as negative 1, and 3 plus negative 6 is the same thing as negative 3. Since I have a negative divided by a negative, I know that that's going to cancel out, making it 2 positives, or 1/3. Okay, go ahead and take a minute and try the last one for me. Okay, so you should have taken your y2, which is 1, and subtracted by your y1, which is 7. Then put that all over your x2, which is negative 3, minus your x1, which is negative 1. So if I use keep, change, change, I have 1 plus negative 7 is negative 6. I keep, change, change. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Well, negative 6 divided by negative 2 makes positive 3. Okay, that's it for today's lesson. Now what I want you to do for homework is complete this assignment, the slope assignment. Go ahead and take your time and use your notes. Have a great day, guys.